A letter to my son.
Is he reading his will? Is this Sir Keir's final will and testament? Is he dying? What's with the music?
A letter to my son. It feels like only yesterday that we brought you home. So nervous, but so excited for the journey ahead.
Okay, I love everything about this video. I love this impersonal black and white stock footage they've used here. And the sound of the Super 8 projector or whatever it is firing up over the top of it.
So
very in keeping with this will reading vibe we've got, the piano music in the background. The kid they hired to knock this together knows the score. No watermarks on the stock footage. He's clearly got an annual subscription to Getty Images UK. He's not playing around. I bet all the Labour politicians think he's some kind of wizard.
today, almost unbelievably, you're already 17. You're taller than I am.
You're taller than I am. You could probably knock me out if you tried. What a bitch! My son will never be taller than me. I mean, he's half Spanish. It's almost impossible, genetically speaking, I would have thought. But if that were the case, I would quit YouTube, all right? The moment my son gets 1 millimeter taller than me, I'm done. How am I going to sit here and tell you how it is if in my own home there's another man towering over me? I'm not even the alpha here anymore. Keir, resign.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
And you've grown into a confident, kind, wonderful young man. And I'm so proud of you.
That is so gay.
Look, my problem with this isn't just the fact that I have a very low tolerance for this kind of mushy, sentimental crap. In fact, my problem isn't even that Keir is clearly using his relationship with his teenage son as a political prop. To be fair to Keir, he keeps his family life quite private, which I think is a good thing. My problem is with Keir, and it's not just with Keir, I've noticed this about a lot of politicians, is that he really is a total basic bitch. The reason he's doing this message, I'm convinced the reason he's doing this message is because he's seen the John Lewis ad.
Why don't you take my hand, come away, come out of the blues. Boy, everything you give, so will I give something to do. I'll take you down, deep down where the love lives.
Yeah, as I was saying, I hate all of that mushy, sentimental crap. And look, my point is, this is just like a few months ago when Keir watched Adolescence and decided everyone in Britain needs to see Adolescence.
Yes, and at home we are watching Adolescence with our children. I've got a 16-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl, and it's a very, very good documentary.
I'd forgotten he kept calling it a documentary as well.
What can we do as a society to stop and prevent young boys being dragged into this whirlpool of hatred and misogyny? So how can we protect young girls that are at risk? Because obviously that's a very strong feature of the documentary.
It's like the latest thing he's seen that he notices that other people are talking about is the thing that's at the forefront of his mind. He just has this very superficial interaction with culture, music, film. He's a total basic, boring, and as I say, this isn't exclusive to Keir Starmer. I thought the same things about Rishi Sunak, about Theresa May, going back further, Gordon Brown, people like that. They should never have been anything other than high-ranking bureaucrats who just sort of work their way to the top position and stay in the shadows. There's no way they should be charismatic leaders of a country. They're just not that kind of person. And so now everything Keir does just, it screeches, it sounds off.
Now, I didn't have a very close relationship with my own dad. When my mum, your grandma Jo, was sick, and she was very sick, he cared for her devotedly, but he and I never really spoke. We never really got to know each other.
Oh God, you know, this is the thing about Keir. As terrible as his ideas are, I do end up feeling sorry for him, because I don't think there's evil in him. It's just, there are Russian reconnaissance ships off the coast of Britain as we speak, gathering information about all of our infrastructure and stuff, mapping us all out, ready for God knows what. And we've got our leader here talking about, I never really got to know my father. He was always busy making tools. He was a tool maker, you know. My mother, she was always sick. I bought her a field and a couple of donkeys to look at the donkeys. She loved those donkeys. Christ give me strength.
And I was determined that my relationship with you was going to be different. And spending time with you is one of the highlights of my week, whether it's a takeaway or going to watch the Arsenal.
Yep, those are two regular activities that regular human beings do, Keir. Whether it be getting a takeaway or going to watch... How do you pronounce that? Oh, okay. The Arsenal.
I do know it's not easy growing up in this day and age. I know there are pressures on young men that are difficult to talk about.
Oh yeah, Keir knows what's going on. He knows all about the pressures that young men are under, all the pressures that are difficult to talk about. I watched Adolescence. I understand that you want to stab all of the girls in your class to death. And I'm going to be here every step of the way to make sure that you don't do that.
And questions that frankly are difficult to answer. Questions about mental health, masculinity, social media. I remember when we watched Adolescence together.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Adolescence sure did knock Keir for six, didn't it? He's never been the same since. It turned his little world upside down, that show. He's just been stuck in a loop ever since about talking to his adolescent son about masculinity, mental health and social media. Nobody talks like that. Those of you who've been around long enough will know that my origins on YouTube were making TEFL content, Cambridge English videos. And he sounds exactly like a Cambridge English recording from a listening test. You will hear an extract from a radio program in which two people are discussing the advantages and disadvantages of social media use. No, I won't.
I remember when we watched Adolescence together. And as a dad, that was tough to see at times. But if there's one hope I have, it's that we keep talking, keep learning from each other, keep helping each other.
Wait, Keir, no, that's not your son. I think that's about enough Facebook for you today, young man. We need to re-watch Adolescence and talk about masculinity and men's mental health. And then as a treat, we can get a Chinese takeaway and watch the Arsenal on the television.
The reason I do the job I do, and I know that means huge sacrifices for you, for your sister, and your mum, is because I want the world, for tomorrow's generation, to be better.
Yeah, Yes, well, the next generation are looking better already. If ever you want to convey a sense of hope and optimism for the future with some stock footage, smiling black school children works every time. And it's a refreshing change from all of those murderous, bloodthirsty, incel, puny white kids we've been seeing so much of.
What was that? What the fuck was that? Signaling away like a fucking queen, yeah.
When I was younger, I often had a voice in the back of my head that told me I wasn't good enough or right for certain things.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have listened to that voice every now and again, Keir, heeded some of its warnings, and then you wouldn't have found yourself so incredibly out of your depth. But of course, it's nonsense. We all know that people like Keir Starmer do not have a coherent internal dialogue. There's nothing going on there except sort of mild anxiety and a to-do list.
Adolescence was a great documentary. I am a fan of the Arsenal. My father was a toolmaker. My mother loved her donkeys. Masculinity. The rise of the far right. The contributions of the Muslim community. Islamophobia.
If I had one message for you, and for every other child growing up, it would be this: don't listen to that voice.
Well, that is some pretty inspiring stuff there, Keir. Don't listen to the voices. I was the son of a simple toolmaker, and eventually I amassed enough money as a lawyer to buy a field full of donkeys for my sick mother. And now I'm the Prime Minister. If I'd listened to the voices, like that boy in adolescence, I would have stabbed everybody to death.
Every young person has something to offer. And I want to make sure every child realises their dreams.
Sorry, just 1 second. I am getting a little bit distracted from his inspiring speech by this profile shot here. That terrifies me. Because that is what I turn into. If I'm like 2 kilos overweight, I start to look like that. The head melts into the torso. The arms, they look like they serve for nothing. It's like an amphibian's body. It looks like I could only really be at home doing light breaststrokes in the water. And the point is, be careful. You don't want to be a frog.
So your generation has the future that it deserves. You and your sister are my pride and joy. Love, Dad.
That was him signing off, wasn't it? It wasn't him asking his kids to love him. It wasn't an imperative sentence. Love, Dad. Very Citizen Kane-esque end to that very strange video. I'm not sure what the point was exactly. But it made me think about a lot of things. I'm going to hug my kids a little bit tighter tonight. Lest they, lest they turn into the adolescence guy. That's what I'm worried about. They start watching Andrew Tate and stabbing everyone. I hope not. God forbid. Look, I don't know what to tell. I honestly don't know what conclusions to draw from this. Keir Starmer is a very cute Trotskyist, Pabloist, globalist, WEF shill. The cutest, I would say. And God bless him. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows what what evil he's bringing into the world. And like I say, I feel a little bit sorry for him. There's sort of emotion and mild anxiety, as I say there. He's not. He's just a weak, hapless fool. And there's a lot of them. Strange, isn't it? When was the last charismatic leader? I mean, as much of a bastard as he was, Tony Blair, you can see why people were fooled by him, right? Kind of funny, quick with a joke, and gift of the gab. We've never really had another one since then. I think David Cameron was kind of like the slimy imitation of Tony Blair. We never saw Tony Blair coming, because before then all the politicians were kind of grey, serious men in suits. So, I don't know. A very interesting video. Plenty to ponder. I don't know. What do you all make of it? I've had a lovely time. If you've had a lovely time, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. What on earth are you doing here still if you're not subscribed? And follow me on X, follow me on Instagram to know when I bring out a new video. Follow me on my Patreon channel if you want to get some access to some exclusive videos that are up on there and help out with the channel a little bit more so that I don't have to sell my soul. In any more ways than I already am doing. Alright, I'll leave you with the outro. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
A teacher who took pupils to a strip club on a school trip's been banned from teaching for 3 years. Richard Glenn taught IT at the school in Northumberland. He also threatened to kick a student's head in while he was drunk in Costa Rica. He says he was inappropriate and unprofessional.